Otherwise, they just become objects that we are passing information to, and maybe they'll get it and maybe they won't. We need to start teaching people. If tomorrow, every single teacher in the world, or in Spain, or in the US, asked every kid, what are you passionate about? And they wrote that down, and they used that in their instruction, we would be light years ahead in what we're teaching. And then, along with that, we need to move to a better pedagogy than just telling, which is mostly what we do. We lecture, we tell, then we give a few worksheets, and we give a test. And a lot of teachers think I haven't covered the material unless every word of it has come out of my mouth. And so what do the kids say? This is what I hear all over the world. My teachers just talk and talk and talk. The better pedagogy I call partnering. Now that term may be new to you, but you already know it because it covers lots of ground. Active learning, collaborative, case-based, problem-based, inquiry-based, student-centered, learning by doing, challenge-based, POGIL, process-oriented guided inquiry. All of those are basically the same. They're more or less intense different variations. They're brand names. The people who invent them, the consultants like me, stick their name on it and they say, look, this is the great way to go. Teachers are totally confused. They don't know which way to go. They need to figure that they're all the same, that for students to learn, we need to partner in a different way. The old way is telling, that's boring. The new way is for students to learn on their own. We share the work in the following way. Students do what they do well, and that's using technology, teaching each other if they don't know, finding content, creating. Teachers do what they should do well. Asking questions, adding the quality, adding the rigor, putting things into context. Great example, proposed by a teacher. If I had 3 things to tell you, what were the causes of the Spanish Civil War? I could either say, there were 3 causes, I'm going to tell you about them, take notes. That's the old way. Or we could say, there were 3 causes, you have 15 minutes to find out what they were, and then we'll talk about them. That's the new way. Most kids prefer the new way. The only ones who don't are the ones who are at the top who've mastered taking notes, and they can do it efficiently and say, don't bother me with anything new. I've learned the old way. But even they would benefit from this. And the teacher has new and different roles. We all know tools are changing in the 21st century. Guess what, folks? Teachers are a tool. We are a tool for educating kids. We happen to be a very good tool. We're human. We're the best. But we need to be a 21st century tool as well. The role is changing because not only do we need to prepare kids for exams, we need to prepare them for the unknown future. Not only do we need to help them graduate and go to college and university, we have to help them find their passion so they'll know what to do. Not only do we have to help them read and write to live in our world, but we also have to help them live in the world of the future where most information will be in forms other than written. And so we have to learn to move from being the lecturer, controller, ruler of the classroom to being the coach, guide, and partner. And teachers need to know where they stand. They need a program and a rubric, which I have in my book, to move them from one place to the other, and they need to go. Right now, most of our teachers are 0s, 1s, and 2s. Some may be more in the middle. We need to have them be 4s and 5s. We need to say, as some teachers do, all I do is partner. So can people change? Then we have to ask that. Can people change their habits? And here's an example that says yes, if they think it's worthwhile. So 66% more people than normal chose the stairs over the escalator when they were given the choice, when it was made fun. And this is my newest book, Teaching Digital Natives, about partnering. It's intended to be a guide and a step-by-step way that teachers can move through this. Now, I'm going to talk briefly about the role of technology, and I'm going to finish up because we want to have some conversation here. But I can do this very quickly. Technology's role is very simple. Technology's role is to support partnering. It's to support kids teaching themselves with the teacher's guidance. It can't support the old pedagogy of telling, except in the most trivial ways of showing pictures and videos. So it doesn't do any good if you're telling. It can actually get in your way. And there were schools that put in lots of laptops for everybody, and they took them out. They said it didn't do any good. Why? They didn't change how they taught. So there's a prerequisite for adding and using technology, and that's before the technology can really help learning. Teachers need to change the pedagogy to partnering. They need to be using the latest tools, but in the right context. If you do professional development of your teachers, make it about partnering, and then let the kids use that as their rockets to take off. Now, I'm going to skip through a whole bunch of things here so we can do some question and answers. You can get them by sending me and asking me for the slides. And if you're a speed reader, you can go really fast. But I will say here, I'll actually go back for a second, which is what the teachers, my apostasy, the thing that I tell teachers to make life easy is don't waste your time learning to create with the new technology unless you want to. Don't learn to take videos or do anything or make podcasts because the students can do that and they want to. Kids say, don't try to keep up with the technology. You can't, and you'll only look stupid. And none of us wants to look stupid. So the rule is don't use the technology for the kids. If you have a smart board, let the kids use it. If you want to, instead of 5 smart boards, you can buy one of these. It's a 3D printer. And it prints out the stuff you want. And somebody gave me, Farid Noriega was nice enough to give me this printout from a 3D printer. What better thing could we engage our kids' minds with? They love it. So there's video that we need to talk about. There's games that we need to talk about.